This week on Salmon Showdown, we're in Saugatuck, Michigan for the annual Big Lake Classic.
Let's go fishing.
August on the trail can be prime time for big kings.
Hey, there's your big fish!
Assuming Mother Nature doesn't decide to rain on this parade.
Go or don't go. Half the guys want to go, half the guys don't want to go.
To fish or not to fish, that is the question. And we'll answer it on this edition of Salmon Showdown. Welcome to week 9 on the Garmin Tournament Trail. We are in Saugatuck, Michigan, downtown at the Coral Gables Entertainment Facility. Always a great time down here. It's a quaint and vibrant downtown community, and that's where we set up tournament headquarters. It also starts with my annual visit to the Morning Grind local radio show hosted by Mike Johnson. Always have a great time talking to him and letting the community know what's going on here. Letting you know what's going on in this latest edition of Salmon Showdown. This is our final southern port on the entire circuit, which means one more chance for these southern-based teams to put their best scores up on the leaderboard, and we've got two great teams to feature here this weekend. Let's meet those featured teams. The best chance, too, is a 36-foot Tiara that makes its home right here in Saugatuck. Captain Dave Engel is one of the most respected captains on the lake and one of the winningest captains on the trail. He's also a member of the tournament committee here, and right now his focus is on lake conditions this morning, which are sketchy at best.
Yeah, one of the boats are out there, it's right on the bubble. If it was a half foot more, we wouldn't have it. If it was a half foot less, we would have it. So we really need to go take a look at it. And the water moved. The water's been moving. You know, we were in Holland last week, and it was ice water. We fished up high, and we actually won the tournament, very successful. And this week the water's slowly warming up, as it did today. Sure. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, we gotta.
Hey Dave, how you doing?
Good, Jim. We're going to have a look right now, okay?
Okay.
Well, you'll be the first phone call.
So while Captain Dave heads out to see if the conditions are fishable, our other featured team, the Shiny Objects, is dropping in at the local launch. Kind of like beauty, fishable conditions are definitely in the eye of the beholder, and the perspective from this 21-foot Lund is quite a bit different than the view from that 36-foot Tiara. Weather calls are easily the most difficult aspect of running these events. Boat sizes and experience levels vary greatly on the trail, and tournament committees have to account for that when deciding what is fishable. Conditions are borderline this morning, but after checking them out firsthand, the decision is made that day one here in Saugatuck is a go.
This is gonna be fun.
Small boat challenge.
The Shiny Objects is the smallest boat in the field, and team leader Rich Barrett wants his team to know that their safety is his top priority.
Well, we don't have like big, ugly caps. If anybody wants to don a life jacket, there'd be not a dumb thing. But if at any point anybody gets uncomfortable, we will head back in and fish tomorrow.
The choppy surface of Lake Michigan is less of a worry for the best chance to, but Captain Dave has a different set of concerns.
We're gonna run out here a little to the north, see what the current did. Water warmed up big time. So we're gonna guess the water's coming from the south. Change things up. Takes the home court advantage away a little bit, other than we might know where there's a couple. We're about to get after it. Aiden, hold on to your shorts.
6:30, all the boys can go. It is 6:30 right now. Everybody.
And square off on day one in Saugatuck. The Best Chance 2 has no problem in these conditions, but for the shiny objects, it's more of a slow and steady pace this morning.
Hi. We're missing a beautiful sunrise. We're facing the wrong direction. All right, you're going north.
No sooner than Best Chance 2 gets their rods in the water, Mother Nature decides to serve up yet another challenge to these tournament teams.
Got to tighten it up.
Here comes some rain.
That's what we needed. Nice.
Salmon Showdown is brought to you by Moonshine Lures, quality super glow lures for salmon, trout, and walleye. Go Lake Marine, first on the water since 1911. Magnum Metals, dominate the depths. It is day one at the Saugatuck Big Lake Classic, where the weather remains challenging at best.
Can't control it, man. It's all good. Everybody's gonna have to fish with it.
While Best Chance 2 is set up in fishing, the shiny objects is still struggling to reach their starting position, and they're starting to wonder if these conditions might be a bit more than they bargained for.
Yeah, anytime you see lightning, make sure you say, hey, let's get out of here. That's an automatic off the water. Well, one little thing, we just heard thunder roll right above our heads.
Lake Michigan is no joke. Conditions can deteriorate quickly, and safety must always be the top priority. With that clap of thunder and wave heights now projected to increase, Rich decides to make a 180-degree turn and head back to safe harbor. It is certainly a disappointment for this team, but the reality is the risk for this boat and its crew far outweighed the reward, and playing it safe is always a good call.
We started out, it was a little breezy. We kind of knew we were going to have some wave issues going in. We got out. It was the biggest waves that I've ever been in a small vessel like this. We got a 21-foot aluminum. Our goal was to catch a nice box today. After yesterday, we were pretty confident in our plan. The weather just didn't cooperate. I had to keep in mind the safety of my crew, the boat, and myself. I got grandbabies that still want to play with Grandpa. So that's why we're sitting at the docks, safe, sound, and praising God, ready for tomorrow.
Back on the lake, the rain has let up and the clouds are parting, but the surface is still rocking and rolling and getting worse. In fact, the tournament committee has decided to end this fishing period early and bring the entire field back to safe harbor. Best Chance did boat a couple of small fish earlier, and they're hooked up again with what will now be their last fish of the day, if they can land it.
Be real aggressive. You got him pretty loose. He ain't that bad, is he? Okay, real.
The Best Chance 2 has racked up quite the collection of tournament trophies over the years. The fact that Captain Dave chooses to fish these events with charter clients as opposed to an established and experienced tournament crew makes those victories even more impressive.
Probably weigh that one, huh? I would say. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Here we come.
That is a good one to end on, and it's definitely going to be worth a look at the day one scales. As the teams head back in, Dave reflects on the day, the conditions, and the decision to pull the plug.
Always a tough call when you're in the tournament committee, or if you're not. When it's like this, half the guys want to go, half the guys don't want to go. That's why it's up to the captain's decision. It was obviously fishable when we started. Become unfishable. They wanted to get their time in at 3 hours. I don't think it was a bad call, personally. We didn't do well, but there'll be guys with good catches. We'll see how it shakes out.
We got one for you, Scotty.
All right, I'm ready for it.
All right.
Oh, yeah. What's a two-hander?
It's always good.
Ready?
Yeah.
That's great.
30 what?
Yeah, let's get a big one.
What's it say, Scott?
49, around, but
Yeah,
1770.
Yeah.
Same way.
Yep.
Your scale's right.
Nice.
Whatever Woody's weighs is the official scale.
All right.
So Best Chance 2 locks in one decent king, which leaves them 2 slots to fill. Nothing to show for the shiny objects at the day 1 scales, but a much nicer forecast for tomorrow will give them an opportunity to make up for the time they lost today. So the scales are closed here on day number 1 at the Saugatuck Big Lake Classic. The shortened fishing period resulted in only 17 of the 40-plus teams putting anything on the scales here on day 1. So it is a wide open field when we come back for day number 2. Salmon Showdown is brought to you by Clemens Boats, your Great Lakes Albemarle dealer. Purple Taco Fly Supply. Create your own trolling flies. Ray's Eyewear. It pays to wear Ray's. Welcome back to Saugatuck, Michigan, where day 2 of the Big Lake Classic is met with much more favorable conditions.
Let's go fish. Good? Nobody?
Without the worry of the weather, Captain Dave reflects on yesterday's performance and the importance of bouncing back here on day 2.
Well, it was a rough day in more than one ways for us. Fishing wasn't as bad as we made it. Obviously, we got to go for a couple big fish. That's what this whole thing's about. We've been in first all year until last weekend. We slipped to second. Well, this is our only opportunity to move back to first is today. So we got to try and get a couple big fish. See what can happen. We're in the hunt.
It's a sense of relief on board the shiny objects as their journey out to the Big Lake is considerably more relaxed than it was on day number 1.
Today, our goal is just to catch all big fish. I don't have a special bait for that, but we're just gonna go off what we know and fish hard, enjoy the day, and see if we can make something exciting happen. So that's kind of the plan going in. We'll see how it works out. We have a plan. We're going to stick to that, and we might pull lines a couple times today and move to different areas. So
Life on the trail can be grueling at times. Some might even call it a young man's game, but youth can have its own set of pros and cons.
My crew is really fired up. This is my A-team. I have won a few tournaments with me.
So while the A-team recuperates from whatever it was they did last night, Captain Dave takes the helm for the start of the final fishing period. It's a much better ride this morning for the shiny objects, who is also up on plane and cruising to their starting spot. The morning run for each of our featured teams is now complete, and it's time to get down to business.
Don't ask my reason for this depth, okay?
It's not long before Best Chance 2 sees some action.
Keep sending that board. Keep sending that board slow. Sit down. Attaboy. The bite, this bite's early. Oh, no. Oh, hang on now. Don't panic. Okay, get him. Kick him off. Get him in. Get him in. Kick him off. Attaboy. You caught him just right. It don't matter. You're good. Keep moving the boat. Get him away from that meat rig. How do you like my secret depth? Don't tell anybody.
Morale is on the rise after that quick morning flurry, and while Best Chance continues to fill their box, the Shiny Objects is working on filling their stomachs. As delicious as that looks, there's just no time for lunch back on the Best Chance 2.
There's another one. Reel on it, reel on it, reel on it, and I'll pick it up. Now pick it up. There, boy. Let's take it easy. You got him. That's the blue. That's the blue. Now he's going out under the wires. Keep it down and reel. There you go.
Big king. Big king.
Don't stab at him.
Pick him up.
You scare me when you net a fish. Not to stab. Now we're talking, boy.
Now we're getting there.
12-pounder.
Salmon Showdown is brought to you by Dreamweaver, leading the way in Big Lakes trolling gear. Jacobs Financial Services, keep your money safe. Garmin, explore their full line of marine products at Garmin.com. We're back on the final day of the Saugatuck Big Lake Classic, and things are finally picking up on board the shiny objects. One down, 2 to go for shiny objects, but they're going to have to move fast as time is running out on the day 2 fishing period. Meanwhile, they're hoping to finish strong on the best chance too.
He's not big, I just have a hard time reeling.
Watch that rigger, Rob. Let me get him up. This is a 3-3-3 fish, boys, all the way. Get him. No. Just a minute. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Scoop him up from this side. This side. Don't ever scoop this way. Okay? Next time you do that, I'm going to kick you right in the butt. Ski. Good job. Oh, let's weigh this one in, boys. Yeah!
Hey, there's your big fish.
Hey! You panicked. You panicked. You never scoop towards the boat. Easy. You see that big fish?
So definitely a learning experience with the net, and thankfully it results in a big king that is likely destined for the Founders Cup scales.
One more of them, boys. One more of them, they're going to have some good ones. Come here, big netter. Group hug. You'll get them. Ethan's not the guy you want driving the getaway car if you rob a bank. He'd pop the clutch and we'd all go to jail. There's no doubt about it.
Luckily, no incarceration will be necessary for Ethan, as Best Chance does get a last-minute boost that could be just enough to put them back at the top of the Founders Cup leaderboard. Of course, that remains to be seen. As the Day 2 fishing period draws to a close, both teams are pulling lines so they can be back inside the harbor by the 1:30 deadline.
See, if you go here, it's open. If you go like this, it puts you back ship. Right. He's gonna lay it down.
Well, the fishing period is complete here at the Big Lake Classic in Saugatuck. This is the final event on the south side of the tournament trail. Also harder to find more of a festival-like atmosphere than we get every year here in Saugatuck, tournament headquarters at Coral Gables. These teams come into way, they're treated with hamburgers off the grill, there's live music playing, the drinks are flowing, and it is a beautiful day in downtown Saugatuck. Much better than day 1 provided for us. Let's open up the scales and see what we find on day 2 here in Saugatuck.
All right.
Here's
for all the big money.
You got 2. Anything to check, Dave, or you don't get
We're gonna have to check them, but this one here's gonna.
That's it.
Yeah, we got 2 identical.
Okay, well, let me just write them down and we'll double check.
How come he was 23 over there and we lose a little weight back up around?
Yep, every scale is slightly different, Dave.
22.95.
What's your red dog? What drink?
22.95. Hold it up.
This one.
I know. What do you got? 13?
13.05.
Where's Scott?
In the trailer.
Oh, he's had things up.
Well, that was a bit nicer than day number 1. Plenty of sunshine, mild temperatures, a full day of fishing. The scores are in, the scales are closed. Let's put them into the leaderboard and see how it shakes out here at the Saugatuck Big Lake Classic. That late day king did help Best Chance's numbers, but not quite enough to regain the overall Founders Cup lead. They pull 87.5 points here in Saugatuck to give them a new and final score of 267.92. So the best this team can hope for is a second place finish. The deck was stacked against the shiny objects from the beginning, starting with the day one lake conditions. They did land one nice 18-pounder on day two, but one won't get it done in the 333. With the season winding down, it appears the numbers just aren't there for shiny objects. Congrats to the winners here at the Big Lake Classic, and special thanks to the Saugatuck Sport Fishing Association for putting on another great event this year. This local group of charter captains and recreational anglers work hard year-round to promote the fishery and to share it with local school-aged children via the Michigan DNR's Salmon in the Classroom program. As they like to say, more tackle boxes, less Xboxes. To find out more about their efforts, go to saugatucksportfishing.com. So, the leaderboard reset after we finish up the southern half of the Lake Michigan Tournament Trail. Sets up a fantastic finish here in 2023 for the Founders Cup Championship, which will be decided up north in either Frankfort or Manistee. Join us next week on Salmon Showdown.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Wave Pro. Best ride on the water. Online at waveproshock.com.